top news coming in from Telangana, where ambulances coming from Andhra Pradesh are again being stopped at the border by Telangana police after an order was issued by the State Chief Secretary Somesh Kumar saying only those with authorized permissions and prior tie-ups for admission to hospitals in Telangana for COVID cases will be allowed. Now, in more breaking news coming in on that front, we are getting to hear that the Telangana High Court has now stayed the order of the Telangana government, and now finally that passage will be cleared. Remember, for the past couple of days we've been talking about how Hyderabad had been one of the centers, the medical epicenters really. A lot of clinical patients and critical patients have been going in there. So this order really came in the way of several lives, and now it seems like that the order by the Telangana government coming in by the Chief Secretary himself has been overturned by the High Court. Let's try and see if we have Uma Sudhir on the phone line to bring us more details on this. But this is critical information because, like I said, this is supposed to be the passageway. Remember, oxygen cylinders almost being blocked in a similar manner, where states came and said that they will not be allowed to cross the state border. They should be used within. Now the same treatment being met to some ambulances carrying patients across the border as well. Uma Sudhir with us now. Uma, bring us the details, please.
The Telangana High Court has just ruled putting a stay order on the orders issued by the Telangana Chief Secretary, Mr. Somesh Kumar. In that order, Chief Secretary had in fact justified stopping of ambulances, and in fact had said that only those ambulances that or patients who have taken admission in hospitals in Hyderabad, they should be allowed to come into Telangana. The second thing that he had said is, if you're coming without a registration, they tend to be going from hospital to hospital and valuable time is lost, and critical patients can, it can lead to problems for the critical patients. And he also said that moving about from hospital to hospital could also spread different variants of the virus. And that was the concern of the Telangana government on the one hand, when they said that not only do they want that only those patients who already have got admission and can show proof, and the hospital must also independently take permission from the control room and take an authorization letter from them, something that is called an e-pass, and apply to them, and they only then they can be allowed to come in. Since the morning, we have been seeing that dozens of vehicles, in fact, have been stopped at the border, and that had created quite a hue and cry. And parties like the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is not really a big party in Andhra Pradesh either, but they had in fact also held protests at the border. Different political leaders have also spoken about it, saying that it is wrong on the part of Telangana to do it. Telangana's own justification, the health director has just a short while ago said that Telangana has increased its capacity from 18,000 to 53,000 in this period of the pandemic, and that out of all the ICU beds, in fact, 45% of the ICU beds have been occupied by people who have come, patients who have come from other states. And they've said that we are not saying no to patients who are coming from elsewhere. We are only saying that if they come with a prior admission, prior registration, and with a seat, then they don't have to be going from place to place. And he did point out that when the numbers are increasing here, patients in Telangana will also have to be given those beds. They will also may require ICU. And he also pointed out that allocations like oxygen or medicines are being done based on the state's own figures, without taking into account the fact that patients are coming in from other states. And he has given a figure like 45% of those ICU beds are of people coming in from other states. This is not just Andhra Pradesh, but also Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, and also Karnataka, who have come into Hyderabad, which is in fact a major medical hub. Even air ambulances have been coming here and bringing in critically ill patients from different parts of the country. So the High Court now has stated that the rationale behind that being that you have, they are saying that under Article 15 or Article 19 1D or Article 21, everyone has a right to life, right to medical care, and people can go from place to place, and also everyone is equal before law, which means that they cannot be discriminated against on the basis of their place of birth or place of residence either. So the Telangana High Court passing these orders at this time when a lot of build-up had happened near the border.
At this point, and that's the message being really given out there. Thanks, Uma, for joining us with the very latest on that.